Alrighty, so check it out here. I already got started a little bit. I got a little excited and got my Sawzall with the carbide blade out and cut off these deals here. What we're going to do is we're going to take this boat trailer that was picked up for pretty much scrap price and turn it into a large enclosed trailer. I went and looked at trailers today, and a large 24-foot enclosed trailer was about $8,000 plus taxes, plus. It probably would have been 10 grand by the time we get said and done with it. I picked this up for $350 today from the scrap yard. They pretty much charge scrap price, and then got this heavy-duty iron here because we're going to do some cross bracing. These boat trailers are built extremely light duty, so we'll just have to reinforce this. We'll just put some cross framing in here in between all these frames. We'll cross frame everything all the way up there, weld those heavy duty pieces in there. You can see that's fairly heavy duty, thick piping here. So between the two, I walked out of there with a $400 bill. And heck, I mean, you couldn't even buy tires for $400. So we'll try and keep some tabs on this and see how it turns out in the end. Try and film as much as we can. We'll try and put a lot of cross bracing right in here, like between here over to there, and vice versa, between here into there, and vice versa. And we'll see how this thing turns out in the end. It says it's rated for about 6,000 pounds right now. It'll be a little bit more heavy duty than that. Well, it'll be probably quite a bit more heavy duty than that when we get done. And if we need to, if we ever need to haul anything more, we can always swap the axles out, get some heavier duty axles, heavier duty tires under there. I'm going to build the frame to be able to withstand more weight in the hitch and everything, to where if we do want to upgrade and get something a little more heavy duty, we certainly can. So stay tuned. Okay, so when we're building up this trailer, one of the things we want to do is we want to really get in here and check and inspect all the welds that are already on here. I mean, do keep in mind that when you buy these things cheap or pick them up free, you need to check for cracked leaf springs, make sure that all the bolt holes all the bolts are on here, check for cracks in the axle, loose axle. You know, we can start to see right here, that is the frame splitting right there. So we're going to need to go ahead and brush that up and get some weld in there and get that built back up again. Probably got some on this side over here too. You can see this is the cross member that held the most weight. Looks like it held all the weight. So we need to get in there and we need to clean that up. Looks like we got some issues coming on down here too. Some of it could be paint. We'll see when we get it all cleaned up exactly what we've got going on in there. But those are just some of the things that you need to look for. Cracked leaf springs again, any other cracks or bends in the frame. Make sure your axles have a positive bow to them, like so. Just make sure that we check all these welds. Looks like this one's okay. No issues there. And this one here, a couple pinholes, kind of shoddy welding from the factory, but we'll get those all cleaned up and then we'll start adding some cross bracing in here. Okay, so now that we've got that ground away, we can see that we've got some definite crackage going on here and here. We can see the weld is strong, but it actually broke the steel. This cross beam probably took the entire weight of the boat, so that's why this happened. So we're gonna go ahead and weld over that and put some more structural integrity into that and make sure that we heal that up before we add our cross brace. And then as we add our cross brace, that's going to help out with that too. We come over here, we can see we're starting to get the same thing. So these are definitely things that we need to take care of and take note of. Looks like that's going to be about it for that one right there. And then over here, you can see that we do have our welds going in on this cross member here, and there wasn't any problems. We got the surface prep. There wasn't any problems with these welds or any need to go ahead and heal them up. So that's what that's going to look like, and then we'll grind that back down a little bit. Okay, so we can go ahead and see our fixed welds here. Got all these, got all there. I just double stacked that right there along the sides. and then along the top, no more crack, and then just double stack that, just ran a root weld down the middle, and then filled in the sides, so no more cracking on either one of these. Same thing, ran a bead across the crack, run a root weld down the middle, and then go ahead and get either side, so everything's all sealed up. And now we won't have to worry about that crack anymore in there. Okay, so it's Sunday and we just ran out of welding gas, so we can't use the MIG welder anymore, so it's kind of a stopping point. The stick welder is just not going to go ahead and fill things in like this. Like you can see that nice big spot that we had to fill in there for these cross sections. You can see the end here all the way down, nice and big, not very many pinholes. There's one there, but that's not really that big a deal. But you can see how you get all the way around there, and here, and then mostly importantly these here. So we've added this center cross brace, we've added all these, you can see in there, all the way down, then in here, and all the way down, and all the way down. Make sure that everything's nice and tightened up. You get those beads flopped way over here and way over here so they really meet in the middle. This is where we ran out here. So this is basically what I'm doing to get these to fit. It's just cutting a 45 and a 45 on a regular 14-inch chop saw will do the trick. So that way you get that, and then if you need to, you can beat it in a little bit to make it fit a little better, and then just fill the rest of it in. That's not that big a deal to fill in with that 220 welder. It'll bead that up pretty quick, about 5 minutes. You can have that beaded up like that. Then we come over here, same thing, all in here, same thing, over here, all welded in there, nice big double beads on everything, got a nice solid bead in there. And then here's where we ran out. You can see where the gas ran out. It started to pinhole real bad. And then I tried to do some stick welding over here, and obviously that just completely looks like crap and is a total pain to do. So I'm just not going to do it. We'll just get some more gas Monday and go from there. But you can see how these meet in here. Basically I just lift that up so it's kind of even with this, and then tack it in and weld it in. And then again, this one right here, this one needs to be welded in. Not a big deal to fill all that in at all. Pretty easy, really. Got these last ones in here, and that's one bead that I did pull with the stick to get this last piece on here. Stick welded that. Just not as nice and clean, and you can't run those big beads and fill basically like we can with the other one. So there's a stick, is an example of a stick weld right here, and then a nice MIG weld over here, and that's why that MIG welding's so much nicer. So you can kind of see what we've got going on here from this angle. You know, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight and lined up in here. That's not that big a deal. Just getting that cross bracing in there. I mean, this is just for me. It's not like I'm building something for you know, professional build for somebody or something. So this is going to work out just fine for me. Then we'll deck it and go from there. Okay, so this is going to be our trailer completed. You can see we use some very large lag bolts. Basically, I just countersunk these in here, and then those go all the way directly down into the frame. We just basically drilled a hole to start that, and then the lag bolts just tap right into that and secure this 2x12 as the main. This is the main support of the entire trailer here. And then because this was going to be a little far out, we wanted this a little more centered and a little more stable. So we just went ahead and added this out here and this in here for added rigidity, because this is just that plywood stuff right here. Then we just screwed this off all the way down. And to make sure that it is nice and stable on the outside here, these lag screws are about 8-inch lag screws, and they go into about there. And it's been liquid nails glued as well. So I can stand on it, no problem whatsoever. Looks like we've got this cut out here. We still got our lag bolts. About every 18 inches or so, and then screwed off to the deck as well, and then these side bolts in here, and just for extra rigidity, because this one has the least amount of support right here to this, from here to there, we just doubled up on the 2x12 here. You can see lots of strength, you know, and then we finished this off with this is Deck Restore. Deck Restore is a super thick paint. It's almost like a cake frosting, and it's like paint and sand mixed together. So you can see very thick. You can kind of see that grit and that sand in there. It looks a lot like Rhino lining, but it's made specifically for wood. So this is going to give this plywood, or I mean this OSB board, an extremely tough surface to deal with the weather and deal with the elements. If you're looking for Deck Restore, it's at Lowe's or Home Depot. Rust-Oleum's Deck Restore, and then that's been coated top and bottom. So basically I painted these off and then flipped them over. So we get, when you're driving down the road in the weather, you're going to get water and stuff that splashes up in here. So we're just going to want to make sure that that's all protected. And then, of course, the deck is protected as well. And then this is cedar, I think. Let's see. Top choice. I think it is cedar. So it's a very nice, you know, weather-resistant wood by itself. If it starts to show some signs of some weathering, aging, stuff like that, we can go ahead and coat it with this, and it will fill in all the cracks, and it will fill in everything and make it very nice. But that's how you can turn a boat trailer into a flatbed utility trailer. Roughly about a 6,000 pound is what the tongue says. So just guessing right now, this trailer probably weighs in at about 1,000 pounds, maybe 1,200 pounds. So you'd be looking at about 4,800 pounds of cargo that you'd be able to put on here and carry. So that's a pretty significant amount of weight that you'd be able to carry with this trailer. Check with your own laws and everything, and that's it. For more information, check out the website below. Thanks. Hey guys, it's the end of the video. You know, help me out and help me help you out. Right below the description box right here is a red subscribe button. Subscribe to me, and then you're going to get the latest and greatest information that I put out. Sometimes it applies to you, sometimes it doesn't. You know, it's just going to at least let you know that we're putting out new and current information. And then right over here is a thumbs up button. Give me a thumbs up. Help this video rank higher in the searches for the search terms that you're using, and let other people be able to see this. You know, that's the best way you can help. Interact. Leave a comment. I will get back with you if I can and try and help you answer your questions. But the more you interact and post this to Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and spread this through the social media, the more that allows me to be able to help do more videos. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And subscribe, share, and like. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.